Let's assume we want not to record it. What would you do?
What?
Let's say we want not to record it.
I have to look, I don't know, I never,
Like recording means
you'd rather not record it?
recording means no, we give the permission. Because sometimes people say to you the people to hear from them. Please take out the
I have to maybe tell Salim,
Please take out the Chumashim.
we can tell Salim to.
Please take out the Chumashim. Good morning, everyone. This week is Parashat Naso. We are going to the Parashat of Sotah. It's not open. Good morning. Larry went with few friends to Peru.
Wow, Peru, what's going on in Peru?
It's definitely better than Miami. It's better than all the Gilui Arayot. It's not there. They're going to climb on the highest mountain.
Oh, wow.
The real boys dream. No wife, no wife.
I just wanted to make sure it's like fun.
You went to deal, Rani?
No,
Oh, you still
I like it much better. Oh, the game, everything.
Well, now it's open. Right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's look a second in Parashat Sotah in the Chumash, then the Rambam. I think they went like for a week or 10 days. Few friends from Israel.
So they Shavuot here and then they travel there.
Last night, they left last night. Look a second in Sefer Bamidbar. Let's read the Pesukim, then see the Rambam. It's an interesting thing we learn from them. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם איש איש, כי תסטה אשתו ומעלה ואומר, ושכב איש אותה שכבת זרע ונעלם מעיני אישה, ונסתרה והנה טמאה ועד אין בה ולא נתפסה. ולמי תוריד את הרמב"ם? fascinating Rashi. Look at the Rashi pasuk Yud Bet. Ish ish ki tistei ishto. Ma katuv lema'ala min ha'inyan. What was the previous topic? What is it, Jojo? Previous topic. Ish et kodashav lo yiyu. We are obligated to give the Kohanim certain matanot. Im ata me'akev matanot ha'kohen. If you keep it for yourself instead of giving it to the Kohen. Sofcha, at the end, you have to come to the Kohen for other stuff, which means if you're stingy and you create this type of atmosphere, very often pushes your wife to. Right? So let's see the Pesukim. Let's understand later why this concept of Sotah that's there. Look at Pasuk Yudalet, ve'avar alav ruach kin'ah v'kineh et ishto. So the process begins by the husband giving a warning to his wife. Ve'in itmea, he doesn't know if she did or she did not. Ve'avar alav ruach kin'ah v'kineh et ishto ve'lo itmea. Okay, we are going to see in the Rambam exactly how it develops. It's a full Masechet. Did you ever learn Masechet?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, not the whole Masechet, most of it.
Or the second half or the first half?
I think the second half.
But the bottom line, we'll see it in the Rambam, but the bottom line is he gives her a warning. After the warning, there are two witnesses that she was alone with the men, that he gave her the warning not to be with them. Here, the English here doesn't help you because it was basically involved with many halachot like Look at Pasuk 16, Tetzai. He brings it to the Kohen, ויקריב אותה הכהן והעמידה לפני השם, she's being placed in a certain spot in the area of בית המקדש, ולקח הכהן מים קדושים בכלי חרס, takes special water. Which water is that? The same vessel called kibor that the Kohanim are washing their hands in the morning before they do the avodah. The Kohen takes the water from there. He puts it in a pottery pot. He's taking the earth from the ground of the Mishkan and he mixes it. The woman is standing there. She's physically humiliated in the water. She brings a special flower offering, and then telling the page. Then he reads Pesukim and makes her swear. He's telling her like this. Look, read the English translation for 19.
The Kohen shall adjure her and say to the woman, if a man has not lain with you, you have not strayed in defilement with someone other than your husband. Then be proven innocent by these bitter waters that cause curse.
But if you have
strayed with someone other than your husband, and if you have become defiled, and a man other than your husband has lain with you.
Right. So what happened then?
Keep reading.
So look now at Pasuk 21.
The Kohen shall adjure the woman with the oath of the curse, and the Kohen shall say to the woman, may Hashem render you as a curse and as an oath amid your people, when Hashem causes your thigh to collapse and your stomach to distend. These waters that cause a curse shall let the earth.
Right. So you realize this is really something that was very not normal. You know, imagine she drinks the water, and the water is basically the water either cleanse the woman.
So far, this is a warning that this is about to happen.
Which means all the warnings are being given to her before we raise the name of Hashem. After we raise the name of Hashem, then we will force her to drink. Basically, all this process is made.
Technically, she's not coming at this point.
The husband is not allowed to touch her from the moment he gave her the warning and the second time. This is
because she's come out or because it's about that
because we suspect. We have twice here. Look a second at the Rambam. Look at Rambam. Normally I used to tell it too loud, but it's not going to be with us. So look at Rambam, Sefer Nashim, and Chod Sotai. Look at Sefer Nashim at the end in Chod Sotai. Here you have Sefer Nashim and Chod Sotai. Let's go now with the practical Sefer Nashim in Chod Sotai. It's all the way in the back.
Never shut that.
No.
Someone before us opened it. I mean, which I don't know. See, if he is not cold,
Okay.
that's no, which means you're coming with the cold. If you feel cold now, you're comfortable.
After decades of marriage, I've become immune to temperature. I really don't. I just go with the flow. Literally.
It's very unfortunate. It's not working every place. Some will say that we cannot say this. Say it up at the 73. They don't do that.
Oh, okay.
The 73.
Okay.
You have to call.
You raise the temperature, right?
Raise the temperature. You have to go to the machine.
So we're headed.
First look at Perek Aleph, then we'll go. In a minute, it's going to close.
Yeah. Just a thermostat, that's it. And you have to put it on hold have to adjust the temperature if there's a hold button, otherwise it will revert back to the presetting.
I set it to 73.
And you put hold,
There's no option of hold.
what is it?
I actually changed it to heat. So let's see what happens.
Before you know it, it's going to close. Let the machine. Remember, it's not like a car, you put the brakes on and the car starts. You look at the Rambam Luchot Sotar, לאיפה פרק א'. כינוי האמור בתורה וקינא את אשתו, we just read the word, וקינא, שיאמר לה בפני עדים, אל תסתרי באיש פלוני. The husband has to give her a warning in front of witnesses. אל תסתרי באיש פלוני, he has to identify, yes? Don't be alone with this man. אפילו היה אביה, you got it?
See that?
אפילו היה אביה או אחיה או עקום או עבד, it is? Could be if he suspects it with a father, yes? Or a brother. Fine. So which warning is he giving here? Look at הלכה ב' הסתירה האמורה בתורה ונסתרה היא שתסתר עם אותו האיש שאמר לה אל תסתרי ליבו בפני אשתך. So remember the warning he gave her in front of two witnesses.
About a specific person.
Yes. Now, two witnesses come to us and tell us she was alone in a room, in a house with this man.
Any two witnesses, not the two that heard the warning, right?
Right. This is an important point. Any two witnesses. לפני שני עדים, how long is she not supposed to be alone with the man? A few minutes. Yeah, but the question is always, in halachic terminology, so look at the Rambam. כדי לצלות ביצה ולגומה, as long as it takes to fry an egg, הרי זו אסורה על בעלה. So from the moment the witnesses came to him and said, we saw the woman alone, from now on he's not allowed to have a relationship with her. הרי זו אסורה על בעלה, עד שתשתה מי המרים, until we come to the end process that she drinks the water, ויבדק הדבר. ובזמן שאין שם מי סוטה, today there's no מי סוטה, if the husband gave her the warning, and two witnesses told it to him, תאסר עליו לעולם, she's asur for him forever. Wow. He has to divorce her, and she goes out beli ketubah because you got already a warning twice and you continue.
So even though today we don't have the waters, we still have the warning process.
If the husband will, this is why the Shulchan Aruch says very careful today not to give a warning in front of the witnesses, because otherwise
no turning back.
There's no turning back. See the time of Bet HaMikdash, please you have an option to go to Bet HaMikdash and to clarify yes or no. But today,
so Rabbi, in this crazy world, man gives his wife a warning about a specific person, but she goes with yet another person. So she has not fallen into this.
if it's another man, as far as
this process, it doesn't.
The point is on this. Now, now the Rambam goes into many details. This is what the Rambam says. Go to Perek Bet Rani. אישה, בעצם יהיה פרק ב' הלכה א', אישה שקינא לה ונסתרה, he gave her a warning, she went against him, אין כופים אותה לשתות. This is good. He would not force her to drink the water. אלא, אם רצתה ואמרה, she has the option to say it later, yes, I had a relationship with a man. תצא ולא כתובה, she leaves the house, gives her a get, without the ketubah, ונאסרה על בעלה לעולם, שהיא אסור בעינה שלך. וכן, this takes a lot of guts to say, yes, I did. וכן, אם אמרה, איני תמיה, I didn't have a relationship, but I refused to do it. אין כופים אותה לשתות, we will not force her to drink. ותצא ולא כתובה. We are not forcing her to drink. We tell her to listen. Husband has to tell her, I gave you a warning for the witnesses. You went anyway. You are assuming if you want to stay together, either admit, and if you refuse to drink, after divorce, you drink it too much. If the woman somehow, either she has children or she likes him or she says, I didn't do it, then she has the option to go to Yerushalayim to clarify. Okay?
All right, just so we had some time. Did this ever really happen, or this is all theoretical? Like the Betty never killed anybody. Is it relatable
They
here?
didn't kill hundreds
I'm
of
sorry,
people.
I forgot which one it was. But there are situations so sorry to know that, for example.
Which were, Sorer Umoreh, yeah, Sorer Umoreh. I'm sure that this happened more than that. So the reason I'm saying is for a simple reason. I'll read you Rambam. I will give you the Rambam. I'll just read you the Rambam.
Is Eli? Eli just told him that.
It always seems in the end of the day, this whole thing is about the money. He wants her to, forcing her to admit so he doesn't have to pay the ketubah.
But there's some doubts in the Eli. It's not just only about money, right?
This is, what Eli is saying is, why would the Rambam kick her out of the house? It might be money. The question is, Eli, why doesn't she admit? Because we don't like to admit on mistakes we make. She has
Rabbi,
to be a fool.
Rabbi,
She has to be a fool because she. Yes, go ahead.
Rabbi, we focus on the woman mainly, but the man who committed the adultery.
We're going to read, don't worry. In a minute,
Okay.
we're going to read it. If the husband had once relationship with others, his wife will never be checked.
Right. And what about Rabbi? And what about the man who committed it
The
with her?
minute if she did sin, and she is going to blow at that time, the man that
Yes,
will be punished exactly as she was.
but the man who committed the sin with her, what's his punishment?
With will die automatically at the same time that she.
He will. Okay.
I just what Eli is saying is it sounds like a game. You have a masechet on it because let me before we continue, let's read your Rambam. Because Rani said it never happened. Let me tell you what the Rambam wrote 800 years ago to the year 2090, not 2025 or before.
I guess it happened.
So listen carefully. Look in the Rambam. If you can put this as a bookmark. Go to the Rambam Sefer Kedusha. The next book is Sefer Kedusha. Chodesh Surei Biyah. Chodesh Surei Biyah.
At the last,
All the way there.
just before the next.
We are afraid sometimes to admit פרק כ"ב, פרק 22, כ"ב מסורי ביה. אין לך דבר בכל התורה כולה, any of the תרי"ג מצוות שהוא קשה לרוב העם לפרוש. There isn't one, but אלא מן העריות, forbidden relationships, והביאות האסורות. אמרו חכמים, בשעה שנצטוו ישראל על העריות, and Hashem gave us the Torah, and Moshe was, now we have the steam, of course.
Yeah.
נצטוו על העריות, בכו, וקיבלו מצווה זו בתרעומת. They were crying. ובכייה שנאמר בוחר למשפחתם.
They had marriages at that time that were no longer permitted, right? That was the challenge.
Not only marriages. Tell a teenage boy you cannot go to Manhattan to nightclubs, which many people who are good, more or less. Yes. Tell a man who has ruined his marriage, he has a woman, this is what the Rambam means. Look. The Rambam is not afraid to continue. ואמרו חכמים, הוא כלל חיים צ'ת, ואמרו חכמים, גזר ועריות, being dishonest in business and forbidden relationships, נפשו של האדם מתעבר להם ומחמדתם. By nature, we have a desire to do it. Now listen how the Rambam has that to say. This, look at this head because you can quote it from the Rambam, not from the Shulda Shlishit Rabbi. ואין אתה מוצא קהל בכל זמן. The Rambam says there was never a Jewish community, כן? שאין בהם פרוצים בעריות וביות אסורות. The Rambam is not talking about us conservative or forum conservatives or modern orthodox. The Rambam is talking about religious people. The community שאין בהם פרוצים בעריות וביות אסורות. This says people are people have desires. אמרו חכמים, רוב בגזר, מיעוט בעריות. רוב בגזר means most people in business, here and there are מיעוט בעריות. Small percentage are involved in active forbidden, והכל באבק לשון הרע. Rambam says, how can we protect ourselves? לפיכך, ראוי לו לאדם לקוף יצרו בדבר זה. person should learn to teach himself ולהרגיל עצמו בקדושה יתרה ובמחשבה טהורה ובדעה נכונה. Having an iPhone doesn't help us, to be in a condition of kedusha, yes? ובמחשבה טהורה ובדעה נכונה כדי להינצל בהם. ויזהר מן הייחוד, a person should be careful not to be alone in a room with a female, שהוא הגורם הגדול. גדולי החכמים היו אומרים לתלמידיהם, היזהרו בי מפני ביתי, היזהרו בי מפני קראתי. The greatest rabbis in the Talmud were not reluctant to say to the students, watch me not to be alone even with my daughter, even with my, yes? כדי ללמד לתלמידיהם, to teach, can you imagine רבי יוחנן would say to his students, שלא יתביישו מדבר זה, והתרחקו מן הייחוד. After you read this Rambam, you hear very well the parasha of Sotah. The chidush of Sotah, of course, is, now you can go back to where we started. The chidush of Sotah is that in every generation, in every community, semi-religious, religious, ultra-religious. Why religious is ben adam lamakom, but when it comes to desires, physical desires, the Rambam said, it's human nature. So in that time, yes. Now we're going back to Perek Bet. Maybe go back to Ilchot Sotah, Perek Bet. When Eli said before that the bottom line is in a minute will come, Eli, to see to our point while we are looking at it. Look at Halacha Bet. So remember again, the woman can say, I am tameh. The woman can say, I refuse to drink.
Then she's
Then he
out.
divorces her without ketubah.
Rabbi, if a woman's in a bad marriage, the husband's abusive, and she wants out, she can't get any other way. She puts herself in a situation where she would be suspect, and she wants out.
That's a good question.
So we had cases before where a woman may create a
And
situation where she gets
in
out.
today's day and age, there's nothing you can do because we cannot force a woman to do. At that time, if the woman halachically should be divorced, we would force the woman to receive the get. The same as in a normal society, we would force the husband to divorce his wife. Today we can't do it. Look at הלכה ב' ואלו הם הנשים שאינם ראויות לשתות, אף על פי שהן רוצות לשתות. Whatever if the woman says, I would like to drink, we would not let them to drink. ובעליהם רוצים להשקותם, אלא יוצאות ולא כתובה. Gabam is giving us a list of cases that even if a woman wants to drink, the husband wants to let her drink, we would force her to go out.
Because of erasing the name of Hashem.
He's giving
we
because
don't want to take that. We don't want to take
he's
that
giving us now 15 cases.
to our best to avoid it.
If she is engaged and not married, if she is shomeret yava means the husband died without kids. Ktana eshet agadol, if she's a young girl married to an older man, young girl is up to 12. Anyway, all this fine. Now listen carefully what happens now. Look at halacha chet. Realize how many restrictions we have. כל איש שבא ביאה אסורה מימיו, any man that in his life, in the time he became mature, had forbidden relationships, אחר שהגדיל after he was mature, אין המים המעוררים בודקים את אשתו. It's very possible that you gave her a warning. It's very possible, but you are not clean, so the warner is not going to check your wife, even though she is guilty. Yes. He continues in Rambam.
Even at any time prior to his marriage, if he was
Right, from the age
he became an
the day
adult.
they came bar mitzvah. ואפילו בעל ארוסתו בבית חמים. He had a relationship with this woman after he was engaged, before he was married. אין המים בודקים את אשתו, שנאמר, וניקה האיש מעוון, וניקה, only if he is נקי מעוון, והאישה היא תישא את עוונה. בזמן שהאיש מנוקה מעוון, only if he has a crystal clear name not to us, reality, אישה נושא את עוונה. Okay.
So now here's a man who has this flaw back when he was 14 years old.
There's
And
nothing,
he's in a wife that's really, if you just divorce her,
you can divorce
the
her, yeah.
divorce her, if he's not happy.
But as Eli said before,
You pay the money.
he has to pay money. But as we read already in many cases now, that in certain cases we would teach aloud without ketubah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the woman that was suspected being alone with the man, even if the husband divorces his wife, the man cannot marry. This happens even
The one
today.
she had an affair with.
This happens even today.
Yeah.
The husband divorces his wife, and we have witnesses that she can never marry a man. This is a very big problem today.
Yeah.
She can marry another man,
She can marry anyone she wants.
but not this one.
The stupid the guy would be idiot if he does it. Yeah. Now the Rambam is telling us the reason why they stopped doing it, why did the Rabbi stop doing this process? Because it became too frequent. No, but this is it.
Rabbi, Esther was talking about how the rabbi, how the Torah never changes, paraphrasing, of course. And then the Torah doesn't change, however, it through the lens of the original Torah, we have today's problems that maybe the one. So he said somebody is a lost Jew who had Shem Hashem tattooed on his arm.
Well,
So what can you erase the name of Hashem? He didn't give the answer as the same, but how today contemporary rabbis have to deal with the halachot that are back from the original. How do they deal with it? So, erasing the name.
but here is the point. Go now to Perek Gimel, and you'll see how reluctant we are to erase the Shem of Hashem.
Yes.
Yes. So look now, when are we coming now to Perek Gimel? You have the Perek Gimel. כיצד סדר השקעת סוטה? הבעל בא לבית דין שבעירו. First the husband approaches the court in his own town. ואומר להם, אשתי זו קינאתי לה עם פלוני ונסתרה עמו. This is my wife. I gave her the warning that I have witnesses to prove it. ואילו הם עדיי, those are my witnesses. והיא אומרת שהיא טהורה. She claims that
She's innocent.
ואני רוצה להשקותה לבדוק הדבר. If you think about it, why does he want to keep the woman? But he wants. ובית דין שומעים דברי העדים, בית דין assigned two scholars to walk them together to Yerushalayim, not to have a relationship on the way. Okay? And the Rambam continues, if you want to see how serious this is, שאין משקים את הסוטה אלא בבית דין הגדול של 70 זקנים במקדש. Only the בית דין of 71 are going to be in charge of doing it. הגיעו לירושלים, להר ירושלים, בית דין הגדול, גיס בית דין, מושיבים אותה ביניהם, ומאיימים עליה, they give a multiple warnings, שלא בפני בעלה, ומפחידים אותה. We are trying to frighten her not to drink. אומרים לה, ביתי, this is very soft language. הרבה יין עושה, sometimes you went to a party, you did something. הרבה שחוק עושה, the environment, הרבה ילדות עושה, immaturity. הרבה שכנים רעים עושים, bad friends, neighbors. אל תגרמי, don't cause לשם הגדול שנכתב בקדושה שימחה על המים. Don't let the holy name be erased. ואומרים לה, ביתי, הרבה קדמו ונשתפו, many did it before you. Now here is, listen to this. והאנשים, this is how much psychology we have here, we are telling her, אנשים גדולים ויקרים, תקף אצלם עליהם, ונשארו great people in Jewish history, make mistakes. So we give her example. מגידים לה מעשה יהודה ותמר וקראתו, סטורי יהודה. ומעשה ראובן פלגש אביו על פשעתו. Just read the story, even though it's not simple at the beginning. ומעשה אמנון ותמר, כדי להקל עליה. To make it easier to admit. Which means, like what Eli mentioned before, why doesn't she admit? Because it takes a lot of pride to admit, I made a mistake. We are human. So we're telling her, even great people, they did it. Yehuda admitted it there. Ima amra hen, yes, it made him, or initial time, refused to do it. But she doesn't have to say that. יוצאת ולא כתובה והולכת לה, she does. If she insists, no, I didn't do it, go to הלכה, מקבצים עליה קיבוץ גדול של נשים. This will invite ladies, many ladies, to be fair, שכל הנשים הנמצאות שם חייבות לראותה. See, this is the way you public humiliation. You realize if you drink, if you did it, and you didn't, publicly you're
There
going
is
to
a
be
seat.
וכל איש יחפוץ לבוא לראותה, יבוא לי. לוגין הלכה הבאה. ואם מניחים שם לא עבדיה ולא שפטיה, we don't let her maids, her good friends, to be there to support her. Then,
You get strangers.
right. Only strangers, because
No
you
comfort.
see people that you know,
They feel like
give you
they give you comfort.
encouragement to be. Anyway, then the Quran is reading what it's reading, and then we raise. Now, listen to an amazing Gemara. Put what you have here. If you take this open Gemara, Masechet Sukkah, page 53. Open the Gemara, Masechet Sukkah, page 53. Sukkah. Nun Gimel, Daf Nun Gimel, Amud Aleph. Two lines from the Bible. Nun Gimel, Amud Aleph, 2 lines from the Bible. בשעה שקרא דוד שיטים, when David was digging the foundations of the future Beit HaMikdash, Kafat Oma, he uncovered one of the underground strong sources of oil, and it starts to come up with force. The wood was so strong that they would have washed the world. אמר דוד, מי איכא דידע אישרי למכתב שם החספא ומשדי בתהום. So David is raising the halachic question. Is there anyone to turn the page? David knows how to start. If you write the name of Hashem and he drops it to the water has to stop.
However,
If he does it, the name of Hashem is going to be erased. And David is asking, can anyone answer me? Am I permitted to do it or not? We'll see in a minute. What's the question? If someone's life is in danger, everyone is the same Gemara. This page, there's 3 pages here. Leka deka amar le, no one gave him the answer. Amar David, hold the yada lemeimah, whoever has an answer to this question, am I permitted to write the name of Hashem on the piece of pottery, wrap it into the water, and the water is going to go down. Hold the yada lemeimah, they know, whoever is holding that information, yachalek b'drono, should
step up.
Show David is person. Whoever has the answer to the question,
And
he
he's not
doesn't
disclosing.
submit it. Nasa Achitophel was one of the biggest scholars. And he says, Kal Vachomer, listen, Ma la'asot shalom ben ish le'ishto, means to make peace between a husband and a wife. Amra Torah, the Torah says, Shmi, shenichtav b'kedusha, yimacher alamayim. Yes, Hashem is allowing us in this week's parasha to raise Shem Hashem to do what?
Peace between husband
Peace between husband
and wife.
and wife.
Therefore,
לעשות שלום בכל העולם כולו, על אחת כמה וכמה. If the water continues gushing, yes, many people are going to. Look at the Rashi second line from the top, לעשות שלום בין איש ואשתו, לבדוק את הסוטה, ואם טהורה היא, יש שלום ביניהם. Obviously he's accusing. Remember, we gave her many choices to admit, and she refused. So obviously she says, I'm innocent, she wants to come back. לעשות שלום לכל העולם כולו על אחת כמה וכמה, אמר לאישה, כן, מותר. כתב שם החספה, דוד wrote שם השם י"ק ו"ק על הפלרי, ושדי, they threw it to Tehora, to the warrior, ולהחית Tehora, the warrior stopped, rushing up, שיצר על וגרמים. Okay. But I think this was later the future site of Beit HaMikdash. You think about this, think about that. So listen to this now. This is approximately 1,300 years ago, of Hai Gaon, much before the Ramban. Listen to this. The Rashba quotes, listen to this. A man swore to divorce his wife. There's apparently this was a type of shavua that halachically cannot be annulled. The people asked Rav Hai Gaon as follows. Since we see here, right, that to make peace between the husband and the wife, we are erasing the name of Hashem, maybe we would allow the man to continue
To avoid this shavua that he made.
avoid the shavua.
Cancel.
It's a issur min Torah.
But it's
It's
not,
a
no,
issur
but
min
no Shem
Torah.
Hashem.
So-
Did he took Shem Hashem to make the vow?
Swore b'Shem Hashem doesn't mean the nonsense that we say, I swear to you, yes? Says b'Shem Hashem. And there's nowhere, normally.
Does it have to be, can it be, it doesn't have to be in writing. He said the words, that's it, that's the same.
Every shavua is only by saying, if you write, it's not a simple it comes in the
Right,
shavua.
so it's as if.
So this is the question, can we learn from Sotah in order to make peace?
Cancel.
Says Rav Hai Gaon, definitely not. Now he says, Kashya, but if you question me, how the Amrina and Gabe Sotah, how come it's mutar by Sotah? Says Rav Hai Gaon, how la Kashya, this is not a question. The Hamotzi midei Safek, umidei Yisura. Over there, she's Safek, she's a Surah in her heart. So we are matir the Yisur.
Here it's definitive.
אבל אחר, you swore.
Definitive.
Now, comes the Rama, listen to this. The Rama explained that what he meant is as follows. The issue of erasing Shem Hashem is, listen carefully now. Open the Chumash of Parashat Re'eh, Sefer Devarim. Torah says over there that when we enter Israel, we have to destroy all the temples for Avodah Zarah or all the Avodah Zarah. Then the Pasuk says like this. Open page 1000, Eli Bayut's page, Perek Yud Bet, Devarim Yud Bet, Eli. דברים י"ב, פסוק ג' הוא כתב, וניתצתם את מזבחותם, destroy all the altars, ושיברתם את מצבותם, yes? ואשריהם, the trees that people are worshiping, תשרפון באש. ואיבדתם את שמם, destroy the names, לא תעשון כן להשם אלוקיך. פסוק ד' Read what?
You shall not do this to Hashem your God.
Oh, this is the Gemara says, לא תעשו כן, but Rabbi Maselton, and he says, mentioned, if a person was not religious as a tattoo, Yud-K, Vav-K, now he's about Teshuvah. Should it be asur to erase it or not, has to do with this question. The Pasuk says Rav Hai Gaon, the issue of erasing Shem Hashem is only if you're doing it to destroy. Your intention is, I want to destroy.
Oh.
Says Rabbi Gaon, but since we are doing it to the woman to clarify, we're not erasing the name of Hashem because we want. On the contrary, we're trying to do something good with it to clarify Asur or Mutar. And this is what, listen carefully now, says the Ramah Pshat. So this is what Achitophel says to David. What's your question? Do I have the issue of erasing the name of Hashem? But you're not erasing it because it's a statement of I don't believe in it. On the contrary, you're doing it to save people. But the idea is, this is what the Ramah says. The Ramah says that Rabbi Gaon is mechadesh, the issue of destroying the name of Hashem is only if you do it with the same fashion that you do it to the idols.
Right.
You're not Jews.
Right.
I'm destroying
In the
it
case of
because
tattoo person, we're trying to bring him
in the
in.
case of the tattoo person, it will be very easy for us to. A good example,
Yeah, that's right.
the Ramah gives a good example. If a drop of ink in a Sefer Torah fell a Yud Kei Vav Kei, in the Sefer
Can
Torah,
you?
you are permitted.
to clean
You are
it?
permitted to clean, to erase. Why? I'm erasing. You're not erasing, you're fixing.
Fixing. Ah,
Fixing.
what a nice roundup.
Everyone,
Thank you.
Eli, enjoy
I'll
yourself.
be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow morning.
I heard your name on the Rabbi Mazel Tov, so I knew that you. No, it's very clear. I heard your name. But you're the Chidush. It's not stam. Says Rabbi Gaon, but by the woman you are not permitted because you swore to divorce your wife. You have to divorce her. The Isur, we can take leave one because we didn't have
That's
one.
damage.
So you understand over there is no issue of erasing if you're doing it for a good purpose. As tomorrow we'll talk another topic, but we'll finish this with an interesting case. It came to Rabbi Yashiv based on that. Have a wonderful day, Eli.